Hello everyone, welcome to September 25th. Things continue moving quickly, and so we must as well. An important development has come up that I need to discuss today about the Office of the Comptroller, or the OCC, which came out with a new letter. This letter was actually published on September 21st, and it outlines what most have foreshadowed for years, but was summarily dismissed by the general masses, the digital dollar. According to this letter, the OCC has officially stated that national banks can begin storing digital monetary assets as stablecoins. Now, a stablecoin is actually a cryptocurrency that is tied to a fiat currency. Think about such as the US dollar, the Chinese Yuan, or the Mexican Peso. It's supposed to be less volatile and therefore less risky than a traditional cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Here's actually a passage from the OCC's letter. Companies that issue stablecoins often desire to place the funds backing the stablecoin or reserve funds with a U.S. bank. Public independent auditors' statements of several stablecoin issuers indicate reserve funds are placed as deposits within U.S. banks. Several of these issuers promote these reserves and the fact that they are held by banks to support the trustworthiness of their stablecoin. In light of the public interest in these reserve accounts, this letter addresses the legal authority of national banks to hold stablecoin reserves on behalf of customers. Now think about that. There are several changes here, okay? The first changes that are likely to result from these are with the current crypto coins that exist. There's always been speculation that these would eventually replace physical currency, especially as governments of the world continue taking your rights and freedoms away. The support of certain cryptocurrencies actually means that central banks of the world can begin phasing out their current denominated dollars. Once physical dollars are gone, everything will be digital. Everything will be tracked. No transaction will be made private, and the banks of the world can see every transaction ever made, regardless of the circumstances. Think about everything you have ever bought or purchased, and now imagine if the banks could see this too. Now, of course, some of the benefits of this transition would include, no more theft. How can you steal when every single transaction is recorded? You can hack an account, but they know where the money is. They know where it went. Theft of direct money will be impossible. Further, in a post-Trump plague world, there will be less issue of money being contaminated with bacteria, viruses, and drugs. Sending stimulus checks and Social Security would even be instantaneous and could theoretically bypass the governments or local banks. Of course, the negative side to this is that the central banks, such as the Federal Reserve, now have open access to the entire monetary system. They may choose to send you a stimulus, but maybe you have to spend it in a certain way. Maybe they let you only buy certain things with it. Or maybe they decide to have you spend your money in X number of days, or you lose it. The Federal Reserve can effectively control how the entire population spends their money, and don't forget, the Federal Reserve is not part of the government, the U.S. government, and is partially owned by foreign countries. That means countries like Germany, France, and others have a say in how U.S. citizens are allowed to spend their digital money. Imagine that. This worries many people, but it should be considered that this can be stopped. The current administration is pushing these changes through at the last minute, reducing the protection for Americans that we have enjoyed since the beginning of the country. The Democrat leaders want to keep throwing money into the wind, while the Republicans leaders want to put the country in chains and cuffs. It is everyone's responsibility to step up, speak out, and vote. We are one of the countries that is so free that we don't actually force you to vote. Some countries do this. We may be forced to as well one day, or we might not get one at all, if we continue letting the current administration sell our rights to the biggest payers. This can definitely be stopped, but we must start talking to everyone around us today. Waiting for tomorrow or next week is exactly how we got here in the first place. We cannot change the past, but we can build a better future. Please stay safe and take care.